Hey guys, how the frig's it going? It's motherfriggin' Friday. Not for you guys, but for me, and that is awesome. That means I got a weekend ahead of me, but tomorrow I gotta move a washer and dryer, so that's gonna kind of suck because I gotta go in the garage and get my dolly out from the back and make sure it has air in the tires and get my ramps out so I can wheel the washer and dryer onto the back of my truck and all that fun shit. But that's cool because once that's all said and done, then you're a sausage in a bun. Yeah. So today was a pretty slow day at work, which is kind of shocking because this whole week's been hell on earth, and then today it kind of died down. I'm thinking everybody took Friday off, so pretty awesome if they did, because kudos to them. Anyway, I ended up watching a video today that came up on my suggested feed from a YouTuber called Mr. Beast. I've never watched him before. He follows along the same lines as those More J Stew and the Island Brothers, or whatever the hell they're called. The video I watched was Squid Games. He actually went out, this is crazy, this guy builds each one of the games from Squid Games, like the tag, or the red light, green light game, the candy that you got to cut with the pin to get the shape out, and then if you lose, well, you died. He built, he even had the bunker where they all had to sleep with the bunk beds. All this stuff was built. Even the glass floor game where you step on a glass floor and it either breaks or it's the tempered glass and you're good to go. If you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. It's pretty damn good. Then go watch that video, because I don't know how long that video is going to be up, if it's going to be up any longer. Because it turns out a video right after I watch it, a suggested video, is Mr. Beast getting sued over Squid Games. And I'm like, lol, what? So I watched that one. Turns out Netflix is nailing him for basically recreating Squid Games and profiting off of it. Now, I don't understand. Oh, sorry about that. I don't understand how he could profit from this, because looking at all the stuff, all the money he put into building the sets and engineering all that, that had to cost a pretty penny. And he was literally giving away money non-stop on the show. Like, there was a part where, you know, if you watch the movie, there's a part where they go to bed at night and they realize, like, if you die, you're out. And literally, it's the last person living wins the money. Sorry for spoilers. I do apologize. But anyway, that's what it is. Instead of doing the whole murder scenes, he literally said, anybody wants to leave right now, I'll give you $4,000 or something like that. And a whole bunch of people just said, I'll take the money and leave. Like, because they knew what was coming. They seen the movie. So on top of all the money he gave away, and then the final prize that he gave away, it's like, there's no way that the money generated on YouTube through AdSense, I don't know if there were sponsors, I didn't see any sponsors in the video, but there's no way in hell the money the video generated would be anywhere near what he earned through AdSense. So if anything, that video was created out of pure just wanting to help people out and give them money, have some fun. Fans of the movie were fans of the game. They played the game, they had a good time. And now apparently Netflix wants to sue them over copyright infringement or plagiarism. Pretty much, basically, the sets were identical to the movie to a point. The broken glass one wasn't actually broken glass, and people didn't fall to their death. They fell into a pit of foam cubes. Same with the tug of war, they fell into a pit of foam cubes. So it was like, everything was safe. Safety first in that case. And it was amazing. Like, the work that had to be put into producing this video was insane. And apparently lawsuits are being sent out. So I was like, wow, really? Like, guy goes all out to try and make a friggin' awesome video to help people out by giving them money in times of need. Like, let's face it, guys, with this stupid pandemic, everybody could use $4,000 just to walk away from a video, you know? And the lucky winner definitely could have used that money to better their lives. So I'm flabbergasted. And then people go at him, you know. Well, I actually had a comment, and I wanted to talk about this. I had a comment saying, Adam, why didn't you film getting the wood that I got for New Year's Eve? And it's the same reason why I don't film inside of Walmart, or I don't film inside the dollar store. And it's because I live in a small city. I don't want to get banned from these stores over a freaking YouTube video. You know, I watch like Andrew Flair. I watch a couple other people who film in Walmart, and they get kicked out. Now, I only have one Walmart in my town. Andrew Flair has apparently 3 that he can go to, which, you know what, I better check the time. Shit, I gotta go sign out. You know, he has all these Walmarts that he can go to, so if he gets kicked out of a Walmart, who cares? He'll go to the next one, and then the next one, then go over a state and go to that one too, you know? Not a big freaking deal. This is the video here. Mr. Beast is being slammed for plagiarism of Squid Games. And I don't know how credible the video is. I haven't looked it up on Google to see if it's true or not, but kind of brutal, man. Like, imagine, if you will, your channel is about helping people out, because I watched a couple other Mr. Beast videos because I kind of like that. It's not cringy content, but it's kind of like childish content. Like More J Stew, if you watch them, they've been doing survival videos lately that have been kind of weird, because I don't think any of them even know how to survive. I watched one kid try to start a fire, and oh, that was an epic fail. And yeah, so, but They do, like, these guys do crazy videos like the $50 survivals and stuff like that, and they buy goofy things, and they, you know, they build like, they had one challenge where they had like a box with a bunch of light switches in it, and then you got to basically flick the right light switch and a green light turns on, you can leave the box. But all the rest of the light switches are punishments. And it's like, this kind of stuff is not simple to set up. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it and a lot of time and money. And I noticed with Mr. Beast, a lot of his videos, he has a lot of people involved, and apparently it's his subscribers from what I found out from the plagiarism video. So he's basically giving back to his subscribers by having them be in videos and competing and then giving them money. And I see that and I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. Like that's what I would like to do. But then I see the flack he gets. Like, a lot of people lose their shit on him. He gets called out in his comments all the freaking time, and it's kind of brutal, man. You know, it's like when Kid Behind a Camera did, and I mentioned this before, when he did the Thanksgiving thing, some people were like, you better not film that, and then he went and did it. He said he did it, but because he didn't film it, they're all like, you're lying, you never did it. So like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know, it's like back in the day, I did a streaming charity. I did it for a whole month where I said, for all the money that I make this month on YouTube, and when I was streaming, all the money I made on the streams, I was going to donate it to our local Humane Society because of Felix and how awesome of a cat he was. You know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got Felix back in the day. And so I did live streams and all that. And I made like, that month, I made like $147 US, which came out to like $170 Canadian, something like that. So I cashed it out, went to the bank, got a check made out to the Humane Society. I drove over there and I handed it to them. I didn't make a video about doing that because you just don't do that. You don't, I don't know, like it's like those people on YouTube who make videos about giving food to the homeless. And I talked about that on a previous video too, where they jam the camera in the guy's face while he's eating a cheeseburger. Like, you just have some decency. Just don't do that. But then people are like, you didn't do it. So then, and then you do it. And then those same people are like, yeah, really nice, man. Guy's trying to eat the cheeseburger and you jammed the camera in his face. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. That's the reason why I keep my videos the way they are. Basically talking about stuff. You know, if I'm doing things, and a lot of the times in my mind, and this is not fun, it's not fun to do, is number one, am I going to aggravate anybody by doing these kind of videos? You know, as me filming, going to pick up wood at some guy's house, because I didn't buy the wood from a store. I literally bought it from a guy who sells wood out of his house. Like, he's got a whole bunch of acreage behind his house. He gets deadfall, he chops it up, he bags it himself, and then he sells it. And that's what I was getting, maple and birch. I'm not about to film driving to this guy's house to give away his freaking location and his address and everything, and then put the guy on blast because I'm buying some wood off of him. You just don't do that. Unless if they see me and they go, oh, I know you, yeah, I watch your YouTube videos. I might say, hey, you want to be in one? My audience knows that I'm coming to get wood. And if they're like, oh yeah, sure, for sure, like I'd love to be in a video, then I'll bust out the old camera and I'll get them on video. But if they're like, no, I prefer not to have my face seen on YouTube, then that's cool too, because a lot of people find this hobby kind of ridiculous. Even in this day and age where TikTok's big, YouTube's big, you know, everybody has a camera on their phone nowadays. Everybody's pulling recordings, you know, everybody videotapes everything. That's why I'm so happy I got rid of my bullshit before everybody had a camera in their pocket, let me tell you. But I do regret not having a camera back in the Tim Hortons days, because there was some tomfoolery that happened back then that would have been pretty awesome and viral. Like when I was down south and for Christmas and we went to the candy shop, I asked the guy, do you mind if I shoot some clips in here? And he's like, no, go ahead. He goes, just don't get any of the customers in the shot. And I was like, cool. He's like, what's it for? And I told him, I said, I got to do a YouTube channel. I do a daily vlog of my life. And today, this is part of my life. And I told him flat out, I'm like, you know, all my life with my parents, we drove by this candy shop, but it wasn't that candy shop. It was one on the other side of the road. So we drove by this candy shop and I always bugged my dad, hey, can we go look at that? Can we go in there? And Dad's like, some other time. He would always deny us because after I went in there, I realized the prices were astronomical. Like Nikki's son wanted these Dunkaroos. He probably heard of Dunkaroos, right? It's like a cookie that you dip in pudding and you eat it. I don't think they're around anymore because she literally paid $4.50 for one Dunkaroo. You know, I bought a grab bag of candy bars that are no longer in production because it was $10 for this bag, and you got like 6 candy bars in it. One of them was M&M Oreos, which was pretty friggin' awesome. Another one was caramel Oreos. The M&Ms was cookies and cream. There was these like licorice logs, which was like a log with a chocolate core. Freaking amazing. And the last one were these orange flavored chocolates, which reminded me of those oranges you can buy where you hammer them on a desk and you split them apart and you eat them. First time I ever had one of those, I didn't realize I had to hammer it. I literally ate it like an orange. I had no idea. I was stupid. And it is what it is. I always ask permission when I go into a small establishment, like a private business like that. Walmart, I won't, because they don't need the advertisement, the free advertisement. But like the candy shop, where a lot of traffic drives by it and sees it every day, but nobody ever stops because they're always going through. They don't have the time to stop. So we ended up stopping in and checking it out. I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I film in here? And he said no, and then we talked about it, and he was all cool with it. He even got in on the video. He was talking about the 5-alarm freaking gummy bears. Those super spicy gummy bears. He's like, yeah, like you heard him on the video. He's like, buy one of those and fill up a bowl with gummy bears and put that one in, mix them all up, and you'll find out pretty quick who grabs that one. And I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, no, like, my luck, I'll get it. And then I'll be pooping fireballs for 3 weeks because let me tell you, I don't handle spice at all. But this is the reason why, guys, I make the videos like I do. Like right now, it's pretty dead. It's winter. It's freaking minus 20 outside. I'm not about to go outside and do outside videos because, number one, this thing's battery won't last. Number two, there's nothing to do. Shovel the driveway. That's about it. Ice fishing's a thing, but it's already getting dark out, so I don't want to hit the lake when it's pitch black because that's not fun. Might go out on Sunday because tomorrow we're doing that washer and dryer. We'll see what we do. If it's super windy, I might not. I don't know. Ice fishing's not a super high priority for me, which is why this year I didn't invest $1 into it. I'm literally just going to go out with what I have, get a bag of minnows, so I will be investing a couple dollars into it because I'm going to buy bait. And we're just going to let her rip tater chip and see if we can pull something through the ice. Heaven forbid I pull something big through the ice because you've seen what I ice fish out of. And imagine trying to get a 30-inch pike up a hole and out of the tent while sitting in that little crapper. Ain't going to be fun. Ain't going to be easy. But this is the reason why I make the videos I make now that are kind of boring. I understand it. The audience isn't growing because it is what it is. Some people are interested in this kind of stuff and a lot of people aren't. It doesn't bother me. It's like, this isn't how I make money. This isn't my job. This is just a hobby of me wanting to create videos and have fun. When summer comes around, I'll be able to get a little bit more artistic. We'll have more daylight hours. Well, maybe we'll see what this new job brings for hours. We're still up in arms. I just filled out a confidentiality form today and I got to do my security thing for Triton tonight or tomorrow. I got 30 days to get that done. I was going to do it during working hours, but I read the description and it's like, you have 15 minutes to complete this. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. Worst thing that would have happened is I'm like halfway through it and the client calls in and then I got to divert my attention elsewhere. And my 15 minutes runs out and then I don't get the job because I was busy doing my current job. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Like if you guys remember back in 2013 and all that, a lot of you guys came here from the David's Farm One Pug Life era. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you came here for other reasons. But I know a lot of people out there who know of these guys. You've seen all the shit they went through with YouTube. Like One Pug Life's been to jail twice, as far as I know, over YouTube stuff. Like when he got into the tiff with his neighbor and then when... I don't know if the drug bust was because of YouTube. That I'm not sure of. But definitely the tip with his neighbor. Like when he was like filming in his neighbor's front lawn. Well, not in his, he was in his driveway filming his neighbor's front door and just harassing him nonstop on YouTube to the point where people were actually calling his neighbor and harassing him and just causing nothing but problems, where the cops finally got involved and he got in big trouble. Sure, he got the views, the drama cranked the views up and he made a lot of money, but was it worth it to go to prison? No, it's never worth it to go to prison, Like, that's why I keep my video. There's a lot of stuff I could be doing. There's a lot of crazy stuff. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it's too dangerous. Now, if I didn't have the car in the garage, there's stuff I could be doing out there. I know my buddy Heater can heat the garage, and I could be doing some woodcraft. So, and that could be kind of fun to watch, Start making like charcuterie boards or other things out of wood, and that could be pretty awesome. With this new job brings more funding that I can apply to try and make better videos later on. Doesn't mean buy better camera equipment. It just means to afford materials to build stuff, to do more things, or to like, let's go kayak fishing. I can afford a kayak now, so we can buy a kayak and hit a back lake and go and try and catch a first trout ever, because I have yet to catch a trout, stuff like that. But I don't want to slip down the rabbit hole that a lot of these people do for drama just to boost views, because it's just not worth it. So I like making the videos. I have fun making videos, informative videos, tech-related videos. Lately, I haven't had much tech to do, which brings me to my next topic is, what this new job means, I'm probably going to build myself a new editing rig. The one I have right now is a Ryzen 1600X that I got off of a fellow subscriber. He reached out to me back in 2018 and said, hey, I got this computer here. I'm looking to sell it because I want to buy a laptop for school and I don't really need a desktop. And it was the Ryzen 1600X with a GeForce 1060, 16 gigs of RAM. Perfect. I was like, holy shit, that's exactly what I want. And that was like, I'm still using that machine to this day to edit, and it's still kicking ass to a point. It doesn't like to edit 4K video for obvious reasons. They're freaking massive. And I would like to upgrade to something with more cores for more chores. So I'm thinking an AMD Ryzen, and I guess we're on our 5th generation now, the 5900X, which I believe has 12 cores, 24 threads, would definitely do what I want it to do. Because right now I'm doing with 6 cores, 12 threads. Also with the new pipes and the new bus lines and all that, it's going to be awesome. And the main problem is sourcing out a video card. Because if anybody knows about Bitcoin, Bitcoin makes buying video cards really hard. Because the moment they're on the shelf, they're off the shelf. And because of that, the prices have inflated due to supply and demand. And it doesn't help that with COVID, chip manufacturers are kind of screwed over right now because they can't produce the chips fast enough to get them out the door. It's just a non-stop nonsense loop. But I will be building a new editing computer and I will be making a video about that. What do I plan on doing with the gaming rig? Well, I'm going to actually take this, because the 1600X performs better than the 6700, I'm probably going to be moving the 1070 into the 1600X, putting the 1060 into the gaming rig, moving the gaming rig down here into the living room and have it Bitcoin mine while plugged into my television. The reason being is it's going to produce heat and it's going to heat up this downstairs. Honestly, I'd like to make a great big friggin' Bitcoin miner with multiple GPUs and put it down here and just let it friggin' warm this whole house up from the bottom up. And while it's doing that, it's making me money. But once again, acquiring the video cards, not a simple chore. You know, you can get everything else dirt cheap. You can get your Bitcoin mining motherboard, which has multiple PCI slots. You can get the Bitcoin mining friggin' case, which is just a frame where the motherboard sits on it, and then you stack your cards on it. You can get all that shit for dirt cheap, like 500 bucks out the door. You got your processor, which is just, who cares? Because you're not using the processor for anything. You can put an i3 on the damn thing. Put an AMD A series on the damn thing, nobody cares. But then you put your video cards on it, you install your mining program and just let her rip tater chip and make you some cash. My buddy Pierre did one of these. He's got 8 GeForce 2080s on it, and he's clearing, I think he said he was clearing, when Bitcoin was at 75,000 per one coin Canadian, he was clearing about $75 a day just mining Bitcoin with these cards. He said it was pretty freaking awesome. Like, just to make 75 bucks on top of his regular paycheck, mind you, you have to claim it on your taxes and all that shit. But it's money you're making for doing nothing just by paying hydro. So after he paid his hydro and everything, he was making about 75 bucks a day, he said. Which is pretty friggin' legendary to have that kind of residual income for a box sitting in your house that people are renting the device to use to make processes. So that's my battle plan. Like I said, today's too freaking cold and getting off at 5 o'clock. It's too hard to go out and do anything. Can't wait for spring again to get off work at 5, throw the gear in the back of the truck, book her down to the lake and go fishing. You know, nothing's more relaxing than just sending out some lures and trying to catch a guppy. It's great. Ice fishing's a bit more stressful because you're dealing with the cold. You're dealing with, you're just sitting there jigging on a hole, looking at a fish finder. It's not as awesome as standing in the warmth, absorbing the sun and enjoying life. Some people love hard ice fishing. I don't know. It's okay for me, I guess. I think it'd be better if I had an ice shack on the lake where Friday I get off work, Nikki's not coming up, I'm not going down there, and we're just gonna have a weekend apart. And it's like, all right, you know what? Grab Oreo. Let's go out to the ice shack and we'll spend the whole weekend there. Bring a bunch of dog food and we'll just go out there and ice fish all weekend, me and him. And then, you know, if we catch anything, we eat it on site. And if we don't, we shit our pants and then just eat whatever provisions we brought. And I think that would be kind of fun, you know, get a wood stove going in there, keep the place nice and toasty with a bunch of wood and maybe even a propane, bring the propane cylinder out and run the buddy heater in there, whatever we got to do just to maintain the heat. And, you know, let her rip tater chip, pull some friggin' fish out of the water, and have a good old time of a full weekend of ice fishing. I know people have done it with those, like the tent I bought last year, seen it on YouTube, but I don't want to buy another one of those. That tent from last year kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. You know, having that hub break on the ice and then basically literally walking all the way out, setting up the tent just to find out it's broken, packing back up and coming all the way back in. Kind of a waste of a day, you know? It was kind of a waste of a day. So, kind of really sucked, not gonna lie. And I really don't want that again. That's why I like the tent I have now. It's all steel construction. It snaps into place, set it down, your chair's already in there. Just gotta bring your rods, your jig heads or your lures, your auger, heater of sorts, and go have a good time on the friggin' ice. Pretty easy. It's the other reason why I wanted a flip over shack, because that's even easier. Throw everything in the sled, get your location, rip your holes, and, you know, pull it over you and away you go. Friggin' pitter patter, have at her. You know, you can get the ones that are 2-seaters so that you and a friend can go out and have a seat and rip a couple holes and jig or dead stick, whatever you choose. See, if I had one of those, that's what I would do. I would jig one hole, dead stick the other, and then have my fish finder in the middle, keeping an echo sonar location on the ground so I can see if anything's going to come up and snag the bait. And then when something does, grab the rod, set it, forget it, you know? But yeah, a lot of people are, well, not a lot of people, but I've been seeing some comments from people asking why I don't do certain things. Like, you went to Walmart, you didn't film you going around. Why didn't you film inside a Walmart? Well, now you know. Why didn't you film getting the wood? Well, now you know. Because you just don't do that. Stuffing a camera in someone's face who does not want to be on camera is not a nice thing to do. So respect people, respect other people's property, and enjoy making videos for what they are. So anyway, guys, hopefully I got my message across. Hopefully you understand why I do the videos the way I do them. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to be going to pick up that washer and dryer. I probably won't be filming. I might film when I'm on site because where we're going is a farm. They have cows, and you know how I am with cows. I freaking love cows. So we'll see what we do. We'll do what we see. Pitter patter, we'll have at her, and all that other fun stuff. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you understand that wintertime sucks. There's not much I can do except for ice fishing. I don't own a snowmobile. Maybe one day, but not today. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, remember, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.